Well, the New York Post is now reporting that Tyler Robinson's roommate was his partner and was transitioning, according to a law enforcement source. Not a single source, no one in the family has confirmed that these two guys had anything more than a friendship. But that's not what the narrative is. So as educated media consumers, we need to look at the source. New York Post often has tabloid headlines and they push out stories to be the first, right? So they're the first ones that have identified the roommate. Could this source be accurate? Sure. But I would wait for a reliable source before I start posting hateful rhetoric all over the internet like half of our country is right now, because they want this to be true so bad so that they can justify their hatred. So they identified the roommate as Lance Twiggs, 22. And they have some photos of Lance. In a couple of photos, he is wearing, I guess it's like furry wear.
For Christmas, I got one of those cookie boxes, but here's the magic part. Watch this.
When we think about where furries live in the ecosystem, it's like, you know, nerd Comic-Con type people. And then there's offshoots of that, like cosplay and furries and I don't know, whatever else. But that's all still in the realm of young men that are on Reddit that, you know, play a lot of video games and spend their time in these forums, spend their time out of reality and living online. So let's talk about the facts that have been confirmed. We know for sure that he came from a conservative Mormon family where firearms were a big part of their lives as soon as they were born, basically. And that is typical of what we see in most of these shooters. We haven't gotten any concrete information about anything else, but remember how so many people jumped on the hate train to blame the left, and then suddenly they pulled back because they realized, oh crap, it's one of them. Like, he was raised in a conservative family value home, and they pulled back because they really couldn't blame anyone except for themselves now that they knew it was one of them. But this article gives them the opportunity to start pointing the finger again. What is it inside your mind that makes you want to blame an entire group of people for the actions of a single person? A single person that belongs to your group. If you are looking for something just to justify hatred towards a group, you really need Jesus.